small fireworks. I expected that to be a lot bigger. That's like my sex life. I'm like, get ready. Just a little bit. Hi guys. Yes, now's the perfect time to take flash photography. Go for it. I'm an epileptic. I love people in the back taking flash photography. They don't know how photography works at all. If you take a flash back there, next day you're like, look at the people's heads, the back of their heads from the show. I was there. Look at their heads. See that dark figure in the back? That's TJ Miller. Who? Never mind. Never mind. Hi, how are you guys? So now let's not take any more flash photography. We don't need to. Right now we're just because we're just gonna sort of live right now and enjoy the show. And afterwards I'm gonna take some flash photography right over here. So we'll all be able to get a picture together because I'm so excited to be here, you guys. I brought my suitcase. My father was born in Chanute, Kansas. And yeah, you should. There's some people that aren't clapping, and I don't know why. Maybe they moved here and they're like, we don't care for it. We won't clap for his birth here because, well, my great uncle Kenny, I'll talk about more later. He was also born here, and we'll talk about that more later. I love Chanute. Did you feel though? For a second I said I love Chanute, and there was a pause. Like, there is no but. I love Chanute. I really weirdly went over before the show. This is how weird I am, and how much your town means to me. I went over at night before the show to Ash Grove with all the lights lit up. And I just sat outside of it and took in its beauty. Okay, not quite the response I was looking for. That was like my moment to connect with you guys and say you have this industrial infrastructure that's actually quite beautiful. Not as beautiful as the Kansas sunsets that you so beautifully enjoy. But then I said that and a lot of you are like, yeah, right. No, I love it here. And we'll talk about it. How many people work at Ash Grove by a round of applause? Is that not a real place? You guys just lit up this huge math lab and we're like, shh. Just call it Ash Grove. Why Ash Grove? Because it's a grove of meth ashes. Don't worry. Does anybody work at Monarch? A round of applause? What happened? Well, there goes my 30 minutes of cement material. Meanwhile, who said that? I saw you at St. Patrick's thrift store earlier. You were crying looking through women's sweaters. I've been here longer than you. God damn it, I knew this place when it was the Boo. That is so perfect. And I'm like, who works at Ash Grove? What about Monarch? A couple people are like, what is that? When I say the Boo, everyone's like, yeah! Just look at me, that's my deal. I culled all the alcoholics in Chanute. Brought them right here. You guys, give it up for Mel and Earl and the whole Mel's clan for having me. This is their first comedy show. I just wanted to ask this before we get started. How many of you, by the way, can you tell that I'm not from Kansas because I keep going like this? If you're from Southeast Kansas as a guy and you go like this, you're legally allowed to be shot in the throat. Hey, why you keep flipping your head? You know, we don't need permits to conceal carry anymore. I know, I was so psyched. I brought a gun to the Rockets at the middle school. Well, I don't need a permit. I was strapped, man, I'm telling you. I went to Chanute High School just to, celebrate how long it took them to come up with the name. This great guy, I'm not going to say his name, but somebody owns the party store across the street. I don't know if you guys have been there. I said, well, what's the name of it? And he was like, what? I was like, what's the name of the party store? He's like, the party store? I was like, did you circle up to name that with the people who named Chanute High School? You guys are just like, well, it's a high school. What do we name it? What's it? Short school? Is it middle school? Is it... Well, it's a high school in Chanute. Hold on. Amazing. I don't even think your water tower is in Chanute. I thought I found it in Thayer. I had some steaks at Thayer, though. Really? Yeah. Yes. They were so good. They were so good. I bought a gun without a permit. I swear. Oh, got a New York street make you want to carry a sawed off in your pants. Yeah. Most of my travel plans, I came in with the right travel, so I was excited about that. So I'm trying to take the glider out of here, octaves. It's tough if there's bad weather. I've been here a lot. What is happening with that gas station on... Can you feel now that I may not even do my act? I've just come here to talk to you about Chanute. Like, do you understand how strange it is to be so familiar with this and have no one to talk to about it? If you try and explain Chanute to someone who doesn't live in Chanute, can you imagine Los Angeles? I mean, I'll be like, oh, I was in Chanute. You're like, Chanute what? Well, Kenny, what's that? Let's give it up for all the mothers in the house. BFE. Good. What is happening with that gas station space on the corner of Allen and Main? Is that inhabited? Is that a ghost station? What's going on? It said, do you know that it says open? And then gas, and then there's another letter? Like as if as they were opening it, they're like, finally, open! They put the, and you know what? Let's tell them what we have. Gas! Now let's tell them, here, I'm gonna spell out, and they just die. And that was it. And then we all are supposed to be like, is that open? It says open. But the gas pumps look like they're from the 1940s. Literally, I'm talking about things I can never say anywhere else. Tell you what I'm pissed about, Al's jewelry. Al, are you here? Al, are you here? He's not going to open on Saturdays and Sundays? What business model is that? He's like, do you work during the week? Good. You can't buy jewelry. Are you available on the weekend? We're over at the camouflage store. What? Guys, there was a store. Here's the great thing about Chanute. Okay, I think there's less liquor stores than vape shops. What's that all about? And I like Mark's vape shop. I like Mark. I like the strange kid that hangs out there. I really do. I like both of them. But they're vaping, and they will not stop vaping. And the kid's vaping and talking, and he's vaping, and he vapes. He's like a dragon, and he's like, there's another vape store on the other side of town, and there's one nearer to Humboldt, but this is my favorite place to vape. What is happening? Where is the real drugs here? But anyway, that was so weird. I said, well, I walked past that camouflage place, you know, on Main Street. This is so awful. I will be killed tonight for this. But I walked past that place, I'm like, what's that place? I want to go in there, and someone said to me, they're like, oh yeah, he was selling like camouflage accessories. And then we found out it's actually an illegal gun store. And I was like, well, let's back up for a second. Did you say he was selling camouflage accessories? What doesn't seem like something illegal is going on when you walk in and you're like, what do you sell here? Camouflage accessories? Oh, cool. Do you have camo pants? No. We sell accessories for camouflage. So we've got little patches to make it more camo. We sell a camo belt loop, but not the belt. She was scrape cereals. I was saying, like, what? How did that? She goes, I know, you wouldn't even believe it, right here on Main Street. Wouldn't you? But it's the best, man. I come here, I eat at the grain bin every single morning. Dude, I love the grain bin. Man, oh man. Do I love the grain bin. It's such good food. Everybody's so nice here. That is what I want to say is, like, I'm going to tease a little bit, but truly I have a lot of love for Chanute. For some reason, it's just family. It's family history. But for some reason, Chanute is so, it's just, I feel so good here. And I think it's because everyone here is so kind, so friendly, so nice, even when they're being... Like, I went to a store that is not to be named, and I asked the girl at the front desk, I said, is there, do you have any shirts that say Chanute on it? And she was like, yeah, I guess, check over near, I guess, check over near the stairs, but I don't know, God. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate your business. But everybody here they're so nice. Like, you walk down the street, everybody says hi. You know, you want to go into that Chinese food place, but you think they're probably selling guns too. Would you like the lo mein or a 22 that no one's ever seen? Are you selling me a gun? No, number 22. Also, there's a joke there, which is no Chinese people live here. There's no one... There's just not a world. I saw a black guy on the street, I touched him, he turned into a unicorn. Floated. And then Osa Martin was like, always adventure! And she ran away. Now, I didn't bring, can I have a scotch and soda? Are you guys drinking? Give it up for the wait staff, by the way. To Mel's for having the buffet, all of the scotch and soda. You guys keep drinking. So, I did not bring my my DVDs or anything like that, because I was like, I'm not gonna shill or like give you guys, you should see the show before I try and, hand out Comedy Central specials and stuff like that. So what I did do, I think I'm fairly funny. I do. So what I did do is I'm very good friends with Conrad at the Martin and Osa Johnson Safari Museum. And I went over there and I bought many DVDs from the Safari Museum. And I signed them, and I'm going to give them away tonight. Now, I've signed each of them, which is very, very weird, because I had nothing to do with them. And when you show it to somebody to be like, look what I got, people are going to be like, what is that? And you're like, oh, it's I Married an Adventure. She dared the forbidden jungle snarling territory. It's the 75th anniversary edition of Osa Johnson's incredible, fantastic, impossible journey. And TJ Miller signed it. What? Yeah, it's pretty good. There you go. Oh, that's... Please, if I throw them into the audience, please catch them. It would be so weird if I hurt someone with a Safari DVD. I don't know if you'll let me back into the town. I have an award for the best. Look at this stuff. This is from the Party Star of an award. Where are our beautiful ladies? Look at this. There you go. We'll have more for everybody. So yeah, I go over to the Safari Museum. I'll bring this. I go to the Safari Museum every time I'm here, literally. Like sometimes I feel like the guy that works there, Conrad, I think it's just me and like middle school kids. That's it, like I'm the only adult that comes in. Because the first time I came in, he kind of looked at me like, what are you doing in here? Why are you poking around here? But yeah, I go in there every single time. It is amazing, and it's such a bizarre thing for you guys to have. They're like two of the explorers that really made the first films, of Africa and all over the world, and started making them commercially. It all started in Chanute. Just like how weird it is that you guys had a hand in flight. Like I know that you have the monument and all that stuff, but I think always, if you're from Chanute, you should use that card. Because I feel like when we travel and we talk about Chanute, we'll say where are you from? Kansas? Where in Kansas? Southeast Kansas? Where in Southeast Kansas? Chanute? And they're like, what? And you're like, Chanute, Kansas. And they're like, never heard of it. Is that one of those small towns in Southeast Kansas? And you should be like, ever been on an airplane? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, that's why. And I did that. You did that. You ever flown in the sky like a little birdie? Say thank you to Chanute! Should be touting that. I always try and come down here and buy local. You gotta buy local, spend money locally, right? It's real. Don't go over there to Thayer and Humboldt. That's that same dick that was like, if you work at a cement plant, you can't get to come here. What's that? Who, the guy from Humboldt? Yeah, we know. Here's the problem. When he goes back to Humboldt, he's the least because he's got to contend with in Humboldt. These are just, it's like the medicine shop. These are just, I've never even really been to Humboldt. You guys, do you own the medicine shop? What? You do work there? Okay, thank you. I'd like to speak with you. Excuse me, everyone. Just, hey, quiet. Just take a second. Shh, shh. I need to speak with her. So, I was very ill, very, very ill. And I was so sick. I was dying of pneumonia. And I went outside of the medicine shop, and I don't know how it's pronounced. Is it Chape or Chape? Chapa? Chapa Chapa? Chupea? You're the only one in town that's like, and welcome to our medicine shop. I'm like, welcome to the Chinese. I was so sick, I was out front, I waited there weeks waiting for medicine until I looked up and I saw your sign that was like, we're right next door. I love a town where you guys are like, we gotta close up shop here. Is anywhere available? Yep, okay, here we go. But the thing is that you guys have had ebbs and flows, but you've always kind of kept your spirits up. I really do feel like I've never found anybody who, when I talk to them, they're kind of down on Chanute. And there has been some downs. Main Street, it's kind of, it flourishes, and then it'll have empty businesses. And the going out of business signs here are always so sweet, but just a little passive aggressive, like everywhere in the world. Anywhere you go, a going out of business sign, they're always kind of like, thank you so much for your business, for these 27 years of your patronage that allowed my family to eat and my children to live. And thank you again so much for taking your business to Walmart, you human piece. We hope to figure out a way to serve you again. And now's about the time that some people are in here were like, I thought this was going to be a religious show. We're going to have some adult themes here. We're going to use curse words. Amen is right. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Oh, I'm so excited about all this. I have a bag full of tricks. What else? Oh, right, okay. So, I just want to tell a couple stories about Chanute, and then we'll get into the comedy show. So two things. So one, I have a confession, and I'll do that after the story. They both have to do with this structure, this building right here. The first one is a story about one of the most fun and scary nights I've ever had, ever. And this guy's laughing already like, I was part of it. So I was drinking at Benchwarmers, now Playmakers, because they stepped it up a notch. And, so I was over there, I was drinking, and I met these two guys from Wichita, right? So they were in oil. I like Wichita. I have some family from there. I have family who live in Pittsburgh, Kansas. My family's from Parsons, Kansas. Chanute, Kansas, right? So these are some oil fellows from Wichita. And we got to drinking, we got to talking. We had a pretty good time. And they were closing up Benchwarmers, because they're not as cool as Playmakers. And they were closing up, and these guys said, hey, it's our first time in town. Is there any place to drink? I said, yeah, there's one. And they're like, yeah, what? There's only one? And I was like, yep, welcome to Chanute. After 10 p.m., you can go to the VU, or you can drink gasoline in the parking lot of the G&W. Just siphoning and drinking and partying and siphoning and walking in and buying produce and siphoning and drinking. Oh, another Chanute reference. Too many. So I brought him to the VU. Now I don't know if you, how many of you guys used to party at the VU by round of applause? So rendezvous used to be kind of sketchy. Not all the time. Well, I haven't had such opposition since I proclaimed to be a part of the Nazi party. Look at all of you being like, what? It was always sketchy. Hey buddy, we were there. We're sketchy. So I took these guys to the booth. They're like middle-aged white guys from Wichita, but they're like anyone from Kansas. Kansas is so weird. You'll meet like a woman in her late 40s, and she's got glasses, and she works as a CPA, you know, at the old H&R Block there on Main Street. And yeah, I've been up and down a few times. You'll meet her and you'll be like, hey, so where's there to get a good place, you know, where's a good place to get a drink and something to eat? She's like, you can go down the road, but you can come to my house because we've got heroin. There's so many times that I've been like, yeah, I'll have a couple shots with this guy. I throw up within 15 minutes and he's like 65 and is like, this is all on my pension, buddy. Like, Kansas people really know how to party hard, which I very much enjoy. Yes, it's good. But so the VU was a little bit sketchy, and I brought them there. And on this particular night, it was not super sketchy, but sketchy enough that there were like groups of people where I was like, let's sit over here. Let's stay 5 feet away from those people. And then we went outside to have a cigarette. And I started talking to some Chanute locals. And I was like, you know, what am I talking about? This place is sketchy, right? It's not sketchy at all. These guys, they're drinking. There was a girl that was like making jokes and talking about work and the crazy times they've had at the rendezvous. And I was like, you know, this place isn't sketchy at all. And I said to these guys, it's pretty fun, right? And I said, yeah. And I was like, sorry, I said it was like kind of sketchy, you know. And they were like, no, that's okay, man, we're having a great time. And then all three of us turned to go back in, and there was the biggest, scariest I have ever seen. He was 2 feet taller than me. He had no teeth. He looked like He had no teeth, and then he had beaten up so many people that he took their teeth and put them in his own mouth. That was how heavy duty this guy looked. I looked at his arms and I was like, is there a place where there aren't tattoos? It doesn't seem like it. Gigantic guy. And he just looks at us and he goes, you guys see Daryl? And I'm the idiot who's like, who? And he's like, are you Daryl? He's like, no, I'm TJ. I don't even, my name doesn't even start with a D at all. Meanwhile, these Wichita pussies are like going, they're like slowly backing off into the sunset. They're so scared. And he's like, where's Daryl? And I was like, I don't know. It's like, is Daryl inside? And I mean, I should have said, yeah, go look for him. And then we should have just ran straight to the Tioga. And hid in the Osa room, just like, get away from me. But I didn't. I said, I don't know if Daryl's in there. And the guy goes, you see Daryl, you tell him I'm looking for him. He starts to leave. Again, such a piece of shit, Los Angelino. I'm like, wait, but what's your name? Don't want to do that. As he turned back, he goes, what's my what? And I was like, actually, it was more like this. What? Sorry, what's your name? And he was like, it is. And he gave me those math eyes, the ones that are like, I know what you mean, but in his mind he's like, he walked away, and this is real. He walks away, and I turn to those guys, and I mean, they're 4 feet away, just like, just these poor, bald, middle-aged white guys from Wichita, Kansas. And I turned back to them, and I felt bad. And I was like, yeah, you know, I said it was a little sketchy. Oh, what's this? What is it?
Vegas bomb.
Vegas bomb? Who's it from? Well, hello, my lady. Here's to you, and that's true. If you guys want to send me shots, you can. If you send me too many, the end of the show will be a little different than I expected. But you're welcome to it. This is a Vegas bomb? How cool is... Do you know Mel has these little cups with the little thing in the middle? Yeah, these are great. And the Vegas bomb's wonderful. It looks like Brandon's urine test. Okay. I like that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love it. What's that? Did you say finish it? Okay, new rule. If you want to talk out loud, don't, and also know how to talk. That's a big, if you want to contribute to the show, let's make sure that you're not like, I'm like, what? I'm from Humboldt. So I apologize to these Wichita guys, because I say to them, you know, listen, I feel some, I don't live here, but I certainly feel some Chanute pride, and I do feel a little ownership over the city in the sense that I said to them, hey, you know, I know it's kind of sketchy here, and that guy was a little weird, but it's not usually like that. And I swear to God, as I said the sentence, it's not usually like, before I could say that, I just heard, and I'm like, what on earth? So I said, it's not usually like that. We turn around, that guy had gotten in his truck, and he was so fucked up that he backed into a car, then revved up, because he was like, huh? And then smashed into the car in front of him. This is all in the parking lot. And all of us are like, and then you could see him be like, there's no way out of this. smashed back into the car, then turned a little bit, and as he left, smashed again into the car, like in front of him. And then he drives away. And all of us are outside of the rendezvous. It's 2 guys from Wichita. It's me. It's this drunk girl who's really funny, and this guy, I don't know his deal. He had a baseball cap on backwards. That hasn't happened since the 90s. He's okay. We're all just standing there, and we don't know what to say. And the guy with the baseball cap goes, "Should we call someone?" And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and these Wichita guys are like, and the guy goes, "No, but really, look what just happened. Should we call the police? Should we call someone?" And his girlfriend was like, "Who are you gonna call and tell them that that guy did that? You ever want to see that guy again?" And all of us looked at each other, and I was like, "Let's go inside." And we did. We went back inside, and we had a great night, but I just love the idea of those 2 car owners coming out to their port, or any of them here tonight, because somebody went outside to look at their car. They're like, "Yeah, what a night at the Boo, man. Shit is what happened here?" And then I love the idea that he looked at his car and the other guy was looking at his car. It's like, what the? Did you hit my car? Did you hit my car? Did you back into my? Did you hit my car? I just wish I could have jumped out and been like, "It was a magical meth head fairy. Never think of it again." Wow, you guys are really. That's from Humble. You know what? I will say this. I have no ill will against Humboldt, Thayer, Erie, any of the surrounding areas, and I especially love Chanute, but I would like to raise one, even if you don't. Okay, I know some of you are K-State fans, some of you are KU fans. My family's Rock Chalk Jayhawk. So what I was thinking though is I'm site KU won. Some of our friends are upset that K-State lost. But no, you don't yell, "Get over it." You must be a wonderful mother. Mommy, the teacher didn't like my drawing. Get over it! Regardless, if you are KU or K-State or neither, can we just raise a glass, all of us right now, to the fact that Kansas sports has always been the best. And it was such a good game. So here's to that. Here's to Kansas college sports. Jesus. All right, if you guys can send me enough shots that there's more plastic than wood up here, that I will get naked on the roof of the Tioga and be like, "This wasn't the first time this has happened." And then the other thing I wanted to say, and this is a positive thing, but I did want to mention that at Playmakers there is the Playmaker Challenge. I don't know if you guys know that. It's if you can eat the Playmaker burger in less than 15 minutes, you get it for free. I think it's 6 hamburger patties, 12 slices of cheese, habanero, jalapenos. I think there's bacon on there and a chicken breast somewhere, but you try and find it. So I took the challenge and I was the first to win. I won. And at the end of it, I was so sick. I threw up all over my Uncle Kenny. He's an older guy, so he just thought it had started raining. I was so sick, and I was like, you know, the burger's free, and also you get a t-shirt. And I was like, where's the t-shirt? And the staff at Playmakers was like, "We haven't had them made yet." I mean, have you seen a sadder boy on Christmas morning? I was just like, "What?" And they're like, "Sorry, no shirt, but you will be sick to your stomach for days." So I have to admit though that I finished the challenge, but I cheated. I cheated a little bit, that's real. I took the buns and some of the bacon and I put them in my pocket. That's real, I wish it wasn't. I literally, at Playmakers, okay, I was with my uncle. While he wasn't looking, I put bacon and buns in my pocket. And then we went to leave, because they didn't give me a shirt, and alright, who cares? I'm not gonna pay for the burger, there's no shirt. So I go to leave, and as we leave, I'm like, I can't get in the car with my uncle, smelling like bacon. He's gonna be like, does one of you bring bacon in your pockets? So I didn't want that to happen, so as I'm leaving, I will never forget this. As I'm leaving, oh my God. As I'm leaving, I walk out and I look around, no one's looking. I'm right near a trash can, right at the exit. So I pull out a handful of bacon. Stacy, you know. This young lady right here was with me. She's like, yeah, I remember this one. As I'm leaving, I pull out a handful of bacon and buns out of my pocket. And I go to throw it in the trash, and I look over, and this kid sitting in a booth, like a 6-year-old, is just looking at me. And I'm just like, what do I do? Do I put it back in my pocket? That's weird. Like I'm showing it to him like, if you want to, you can put the leftovers in your pants. See you soon. But I didn't, I just went like this and I went, I threw it away and I went, and I just can't imagine what that kid was thinking. Like he can't have told his parents, hey mom, dad, that guy just took food out of his pants and threw it away. Right, honey, and stop eating so much sugar. But I hope that he remembers that for the rest of his life. I hope one day, it'd be even funnier if he recognized me. He's like, is that the guy from Yogi Bear 3? Does he have bacon in his pockets? Bad news. Also, last story, and then I'm going to talk about other things I love about Chanute, just generally. But I went into the grain bin, and this guy sat down. I think I'm kind of a man, to be honest with you. I'm a fairly virile lover. By that I mean I don't know what virile means, and I think I've had sex. I went into the grain bin, and I ordered like the full breakfast, like the grain bin, lumberjack, man's man breakfast with a couple of eggs and bacon and sausage and, you know, everything, right? Hash browns, yeah. Thank you for making sure that yes. She's over there like, hash browns. Hash browns, So I order all that. I get halfway through, I'm like, my tummy hurts. And this guy walked in, and he may be here tonight, I don't know. But this guy walked in, he sat down, and the woman behind the counter said, the usual? And he was like, yep. And she brought him out 12 eggs, over easy. I'd say 10 pieces of bacon, a full, not a side plate, a full plate of sausage. And I couldn't believe it. And I watched this guy eat. I didn't even pay attention to my conversation with my uncle. I'm just looking at this guy because he's eating this incredible amount of food and he's just casually reading the Tribune. I mean, it was so crazy. We had to leave, but I felt like if I had stayed, he was like, can I have another? Thank you. So I find here to be like a very like, I don't know, you guys are very, very specific, very, very idiosyncratic. And also, people say, yeah, I'm out of drinks. times has that happened? Just once. Just now. Oh, I see. You're like, oh, I bet he too is a bunch of times. But I'm sorry, sir, I can't offer you alliance. Because if you notice, you're the only one that thought of that. Everyone else is like, that's dangerous. He's like, he's one too. The other thing is like, I really do feel like, I really do feel like, I don't know, I feel like you guys are friendlier. I live in Los Angeles and I spend a lot of time in New York City. And I just feel like, I don't know, people say hi to each other here if they don't know you, you know? A lot of people don't really know me, you know? And yeah, well, thank you. It's nice to meet you also. Hi. Oh dear. You seem to have been drinking since 9 a.m. Nice to meet you. I saw somebody on their porch today and they're like, TJ! It's like, hey, they're like, I'm going to your show tonight. And as they did that, their wife took an empty case of Coors Light or something and just threw it into their yard. But it wasn't near a trash can or anything. She just wanted it off of her porch. She's like, ah! And it was just right there. And I was like, well, I am excited to see you. I hope you guys don't die by 4 p.m. But you guys say hi to each other. You never, you know, you never do that in New York or Los Angeles, ever. You just wouldn't do it. If somebody smiles at you and you don't know them, in New York or Los Angeles, you're like, are you gonna kill me or rape me in one order? But in Chanute, people will say hi to a stranger, they'll even smile. They'll smile at a stranger. And I like that. See, we don't do that in Los Angeles or New York. I like that. I wish I did that more, you know what I mean? You know, because what does that cost you to give somebody a smile, right? You guys know that. Exactly. So like when I'm in Kansas or something and somebody smiles at me, throws me a little smile, I'll smile back, you know, like in one of these. Yeah! What's under there? And they're like underwear and I'm like, that's what I got! So we'll do some material. I'm interested in language. I'm very interested in language. I think it's weird, the English language. All languages are just an attempt for us to sort of communicate things that are almost incommunicable. Thank you guys, I want to give this to you. Okay, this is called I Married an Adventure. It's the only one that I got. Just kidding. I also brought Congorilla. She's a gorilla from the Congo, Congorilla. Language is weird though, like, have you guys noticed this? I just think this is so funny. You can say young women, right? That's okay. It's fine. It's actually a really good descriptor for a certain age and demographic of women. That's fine. Young women. But you can never, ever repeat the word young twice. Can't do that. You can't do it. Oh, hi. One more time for your wait staff and patrons that are drunk enough to be like, take this. But think about that. You can say like, look at those young women out there. Look at those Girl Scouts, huh? Young, industrious women. Future careerists. But you can't be like, look at those young women. Can't do that, right? You can't be like, look at them playing soccer out there. Look at those young boys. Look at those young boys. Doesn't matter where the young comes. That can be, it's worse if they don't come together. Look at those young boys playing hacky sack. Young. I don't think so. Do you guys... Well, I do want to ask this. Do you guys ever have nightmares? Do you guys ever have nightmares? Okay, thank you. What, just all of you were going to say no? I'm just up here like, does anyone have nightmares? You're like, that's its own kind of nightmare. I'm like, who here has nightmares? You're like, we don't have them, we're just in yours. So I have a lot of nightmares for a number of reasons, but one of them is, well, it's like a prison of your own mind devising, and you always want to tell people about it, right? But if you ever tried to tell somebody your nightmare, they're not into it. They don't want to hear it. They're like, yeah, enough is enough. No, I don't want to hear about it. And I was trying to tell a group of people about my nightmare, and one of the guys like one-upped me. He was like, oh, you have nightmares? I actually have night terrors. And I was like, what? He's like, I have night terrors. So you have your little nightmares? My nights are filled with terror. I was so pissed at him, so I did this. You guys can do it too. I went to his house in the middle of the night, and I built a bed that was a mirror image of his bed, and then I dressed exactly as he was dressed in his sleeping garments, and I went to sleep. And then when he woke up in the middle of the night with a night terror, and I also woke up at the exact same time, so he was like, ah! And I was like, nah! He was like, ah! And I'm like, ah! And I hit a button, and all these lights from Home Depot just flooded the room, like, and I went, which is more terrifying, your night or my day? It's very expensive. And if they wake up while you're setting up the lights, you can kiss that friend goodbye. We talked a little bit about drinking, and unfortunately I talked so much about Chanute, I'm not going to be up here that much longer. But you've had a fantastic, I hope you guys have had a fantastic night, because you had a fantastic show. We give it up for Brandon and Matt. Now, I'm from California, from Denver, live in California, so I smoke marijuana. Weird demographic split. Everybody over here was like, yeah, marijuana. Everyone here was like, Democrats. I have a prescription for marijuana. In Los Angeles, I have a prescription. It's for anxiety. Primarily anxiety about getting arrested for marijuana. Let's clear that right up. I like alcohol, I like marijuana. I think, do you guys as a group, do you prefer alcohol? Here now. No one here clapped. You know what I'm realizing? It's not that you guys like weed, it's that you're like, yeah, marijuana. And this group is so stoned, they're like, who is he? Is he a stripper? Why are there so many mirrors behind him? Does anybody notice that? This is my first time performing surrounded by mirrors. I know when I watch a show, I also like to see myself and be like, it's pretty fun. Yeah, it is very disconcerting. Hey, Haley, guys, right now, give it up for Haley. Raise the glass. And I think this is probably the only time you or anyone else has ever heard this, but here's to the Cardinal Drugstore, which has a root beer float that'll blow your dick right out of the back of your ass. Weird at the end, Haley. I love too that the girl who works at Cardinal Drugstore brought up a heavy-duty shot. The humble guy literally sent me Brandon's urine. Is this real? There's more? Oh, good God. So what is this? Scotch and soda? Okay. Thank you. Wow, this is getting serious. Here we go. You know what? Wait, Haley, come here. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to throw a couple more DVDs out here. to Kansas. Oh my God! Quickly, get them to the hospital. Wait, it's not done yet. Quickly, take them to the hospital. It'll be done in 20,000s. Congarilla. Hey. Thank you, sweetheart. One more coming at you. Ready? Oh, no. You get hurt? Are you okay? Oh my God, this is a lot. I like marijuana. You guys need to get with the program. You do, because the Green Rush is going to be the only economic weapon that we have against our enemies in the East. And I wish I had more time, because in my act I actually talk a lot about just some things that people don't want to hear about. I talk about marijuana being legalized so that we can have an economic weapon again against our enemies in the East. I talk about time theory, mortality, morality being relative. Yeah, stuff that people don't like to hear about. Cars are actually robot horses. People don't like to hear about that. A lot of people like to hear the truth, which is pets, I'm sorry, pets are actually friend slaves. Can you feel that? Everyone in here is like, no. They're friend slaves. They are. You keep them locked up. If they can, they run away, and you're like, you'll be back. I put a collar around your neck with my phone number. You don't have a thumb, so you can't take it off. And a lot of you already have been like, I won't believe it. It's not going to happen. They love me. You're going to get home. You'll see your dog. You're like, see, you love me, but in their mind they're like, is this the day that I'm free?
Definitely her dog.
Yeah. So we can't talk about everything. Listen, it's about having a good time tonight. I'll come back. I'm gonna come back and do a show. If you guys had fun, please drink a bunch and say that you had a fun time. Please say that you had a fun time. I think I'm gonna come back in June and do another show. I have burned all of my Chanute material though. Just kidding, by then there'll be 2 new businesses. My Uncle Kenny right now just is like, what? Anyway, so I want to come back in June. I also might do a weird, I don't know, how many people by round of applause have seen Deadpool? So Deadpool, it's a great movie. You should go see it. I think I'm going to come back though in March and do like a special screening where we show it at the Roxy, one of my favorite movies. So Clay and Michael over there, we were talking about it, and what's that? And I want to tell you, I love you guys. I love Chanute, but it's weird that you have a pub crawl. Because it's only about a block and a half. Woo! Let's get to the next one! Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Alright, where is the alibi still open? Where is it? What happened with that one? The last stop on the pub crawl is Booze Brothers. And it's just you guys sadly being like, this is the end of the pub crawl. Also, the only liquor store in Chanute is a drive-thru. I mean, how crazy are you guys? It's like, if you want to get booze, you gotta be driving. Get it? So I'm going to talk about alcohol. I'm going to talk about marijuana. I'm going to talk about my Uncle Kenny. And then I'm going to do one more thing and then I'm going to leave. But there's a DJ after this and I'm going to stick around and party, and I'd love you guys to take pictures with me. And I'm glad that you guys, and I'm giving an award for the best audience member. Why, thank you. What's your name? What is it?
Ashley Clinic Pharmacy.
Ashley Clinic Pharmacy. Here's to you. Here's to the real medicine. Here, you go. Oh, hello. Okay. Well, you know what? Did a lot of research on every single business in Chanute, as you can see. Have not heard of the Ashley Clinic Pharmacy. Not a bad thing. I just think you're drunk enough that you're like, I have my own pharmacy. Nope, that's medicine. Thank you very much. Forgot. So real quick, so how many people like tequila here? So you're wrong. I know it's strange to say because you would think taste is a matter of opinion, right? It's subjective. But that's actually not the case. Tequila is terrible, and I can prove it. It is, isn't it? It's a horrible poison from the South, and it should be outlawed. No, really. And here's why, and I can prove it. There's no other drink that if someone gives you a shot of the drink, and you try and take it right away, they're like, no, don't do that. First you have to lick your hand. You're like, what? They're like, first you have to lick your hand. Like, okay, which is weird that that's normalized for us, that that's okay. Because if you see someone in a bar and they're like, you're like, oh, you like tequila. And it's like, what are you, an alcoholic cat? So you lick your hand, then you have the taste of wet hand in your mouth. Right? So that's something disgusting, right? And they say put some salt on it, then you lick that, so you have taste of wet, salty hand, like as if your hand had been to the gym, but it lives close enough that it didn't shower at the gym, so it came straight home. And then when it gets home, you start kissing it. You're like, and she's like, get away from me! I'm sweating. I just worked out. You're like, so what? I think it's sexy when you sweat. And she's like, see, this is the problem. You don't know how to initiate sex. And you're like, how am I supposed to initiate sex when you call it initiating sex? Sorry, I get a little off track here. And they're like, now shoot the tequila, and you do, because you're like, oh, this will get rid of this taste, right? And then you shoot it, and it doesn't. It just adds a burning sensation and the taste of oppression, global oppression in the South. Too soon? And they're like, now quickly put this fruit in your mouth, quickly. And you're like, what fruit is this? A raspberry? A boysenberry? Even a blackberry would do. Nope, it's a lime. The tartest fruit of all. A fruit so tart that no one has ever been like, you want some limes? You ever come over and they're like, we cut up some limes, here you go, let's all hang out. But marijuana's not much better, because with marijuana, well, no, not bullshit, because if you drink too much, at least alcohol's your friend in the sense that it's like, alcohol's like, well, if you drink too much, we're just going to shut your brain down and we'll take it from here. You'll figure out what happened the next day from Derek, and you'll look at your receipt from the touch tunes. Why did I play Journey so many times? I don't know. I don't even like Journey, but I played it 50 times. I'm in debt because of Journey. Marijuana, however, makes you like, it uses all of your brain. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, okay, I gotta stop moving my leg. Everybody in here is making up a code so they can tell me that they want me to leave, but they're making fun of me, but they're not using words, they're just using codes. I have to stop moving my leg. Everybody's gonna think I'm so high. If I don't stop moving I'm not moving my leg at all. And I got so high in a motel room once. I'm glad my Uncle Kenny isn't here. I got so high, I was in a motel, which is a motor hotel, and I was unable, it was actually the night scene, this is real, and I called the front desk, and I was like, because I couldn't get the movie to work, but when I'm really high, I like to speak very formally, so as to appear not to be high, but it has the opposite effect, because no one would speak that formally, unless they were very, very high. So I called the front desk and I'm like, I'd like to speak with the proprietor of this establishment. The inhabitant of room 113 is unable to make the entertainment center function. And then I was on hold for a really long time. And I I was thinking about, you know, nights in. Like, what is it, like, nights in? Is it like N-I-H-T? And then they're like, no, it's K-N-I-G-H-T. That's funny. It's like where knights would stay for the night. And I realized I had forgotten if I had told them to hold on or if they had told me to hold on. So that's a hard thing to come back from. Because if you told them to hold on, you can't be like, hello! So I kind of tried to ease myself in there. I was like, hello? Just sort of ambiguous, hello? This guy was good. He goes, hello? I know I'm pretty good. I don't know if you noticed the humble stuff, but I'm pretty quick. So. Are you there? Are you there? Again, he was good. He was like, yeah? Are you? Checkmate. I was like, I'm high, I'm in room 113. He was like, I'm high also, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to work today. And I was like, call the police. He was like, you call the police. I was like, only if we can ride together, we did. Friends forever! Tell you right now, this gentleman in the blue shirt with the glasses, I don't know if you've enjoyed the show, but I know that you did not enjoy the silly strip. I mean, what is this? All right, I have to leave soon. All right, here. Oh, this is you from Humble. Please give it up for me. Hey, that took the cups. Thank you, sir. Hey, there's a whole bunch. We'll get it later. So now I'm gonna talk about one more thing. Everybody, right now, though, I would like this, and I'll tell you now, I've had so much to drink. I'm gonna unbutton one. Yeah, there we go. That's Father's way. Everybody, if you would right now, order a shot. Jesus, I will die on stage. I should have never challenged you guys. So everybody, if you don't have one, everybody, if you would, order a shot if you have a drink in front of you. I'd like to make a toast after this, but everybody, order a shot, have a drink.
Candy.
Candy, where are you from?
I'm from here, but I live in Wichita.
Well, hello. Candy. Do not go outside if a meth head asks you to find out where Daryl is. That was delicious, Candy. Tasted like candy. Wait, never mind. So I just want to go over the 5 reasons. Quickly again, if you have a shot or get a full drink if you'd like to, because the show is coming to an end. These are the 5 reasons that I don't give a fuck. 1, parsley's not a garnish for me. When the plate hits the table, that's the first thing I eat. 2, there's no stem to a strawberry, that's just the green part, and when I eat a strawberry, I eat the whole thing. 3, I always choose the Spanish option at the ATM. What's the worst that can happen? I can always cancelar. 4, I don't put toilet paper down on public toilet seats. Sorry, that's what butts are for. Sorry, I had to be the one to tell you, but nobody's ever gotten sick through their butt. Except for AIDS and syphilis, a lot actually. 5, and I'll truck, and I start with short hauls, in-state, then I do tri-state hauls, and I start going to Southern California. Yeah, this is great, perfect. Southern California. I am. I appreciate what you did, but it was so creepy on the way out, you gave me one of these. like, that guy's gonna be waiting in the... When you masturbate. There is an aspect of that right then where I was like, let's test the waters to see if we can really get weird. And I think you guys have all told me like, no, don't do that. So right now I want to, I'll be back to do, you guys have been so wonderful. Can we have one more round of applause for the wait staff and for Alice crew? Before I go, I'd actually like to do something heartfelt. And that's strange, and I will use this guy's drink that he gave me with, I assume, roofies in it. So, your eyes hurt? That's weird. I'm the one with alcohol in my eyes. So, this is a big deal for me. This is the first time I've performed in Chanute. Obviously, I don't know if you guys have had stand-up in Chanute before, have you? Not really, right? So what I wanted to say is I'd like now, before I do my final bit, I would like very much to raise a glass. So everybody grab a glass if you've got one, a beer, a shot, anything. Yeah, and now would be the time to just relax. We're almost to the party part of the night. We got a great DJ, Chris is in the booth. The alcohol is flowing. I'm gonna take some pictures over here, then I'm gonna be dancing and drinking with you guys. But I would like you guys to know that like I have a strong history with Chanute. And there's a lot of people, how many people are from Chanute again, by round of applause? There's a strong history to Chanute for me. And sometimes when I'm here, I really have people be like, why are you in Chanute? And those will be people that are from Chanute. Are you in Chanute? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, there's nothing to do here. And I'm like, you're wrong. There's so much to do here. If only it's just like to stroll down Main Street or to meet up with friends to drink, to watch some of the crazy badass cars that go up and down Main on the weekends, to be weird TJ Miller looking at the Ash Grove cement plant late at night and thinking it's so beautiful. Also just to be in a place that really represents Kansas and not Kansas as a whole, but really Southeast Kansas. Yeah, which is where my family's from. And the reason that I'm here right now, and the reason that I appreciate you guys so much, and I was really nervous about this show. I was like, show up, I cannot show my face in this town again. They'll kick me out of the consignment shop. Mark will be like, you can't vape here. You don't have to go home, but you can't vape here. Oh, Mark, wherever you are, I hope you can say that one day. But it's all because of Kenneth Olson. And Olson Mercantile was the real first grocer in Chanute. It was opened in 1904 and it lasted until the 80s when Roosters came in and they sold it to them. Roosters gave way to Save-A-Lot, which is now called Stab-A-Lot. Another weird thing, yes, when I was hanging out with people, they go, yeah, somebody was stabbed over there. And I was like, oh, okay. This guy, Jared, goes, 270 times. Who had stabbed someone 100 times and is like, let's go 170 more. That just shows you how hardworking and tenacious Kansas people are. But you know, that was a big, whoa, second win says the murderer over there. That just shows you That just shows you, not the stabbing, but that just shows you what a lineage I have here in Chanute. And it means a lot to me that I can come back and do my trade, which is comedy. And I think some people are like, well, you're from Hollywood. Like, what's your deal? Why are you here? There's nowhere I'd rather perform. I would rather perform here than for those Los Angeles douchebags. I'd rather drink here. I'd rather hang out with people here. I'd rather bring my wife here. I'd rather talk with Kenny than most of the people that I work with in Los Angeles. I really, really, really love Chanute. And I couldn't have done it. And everything that I've done, if you've liked any of the movies that I've been in, if you like any of the television that I've been in, ideally the guy in the blue shirt and the glasses likes something, because tonight he wasn't having it. But thank you for your patience. But I could not have done any of this without Kenny. And my Uncle Kenny has lived here since he was born. He lives in the house that his parents grew up in. And so, I really, in this sense, in that case, I raise a glass to not only my Uncle Kenny, and I hope you guys, if you see him, say hello. I said to him, everyone in Chanute loves you because you always have a kind word to say. You always ask a question about somebody. You always have some sort of warm comment to make. And he was like, yep, except the people that owe me money. And I gotta tell you, that's a funny 9-year-old man, for sure. But to Uncle Kenny, you know what? To Humboldt, to Thayer, to Erie, but most of all to Chanute, Kansas, I salute you and thank you for having me. The best audience member goes to Haley. Where is she? The idea that she left. All right, you'll get this later. That's okay. Give it up for Haley from the Cardinal Drugstore. Now I do have to go. You can. I love you. No, shut up. Oh, you're her sister. The stage.
Kenny has called me Marie for 5 years, and I've taken it. I am Marie.
I don't know what she has said. Now, lastly, I would like to tell you what this is. You probably wondered, right? This is my Evian facial spray. Okay. Now, this is, we're almost done. Where's a great friend of mine? Here we go. Oh, you know what? Would you know me, sir? Oh, yeah? Okay, hold on. It's okay. Jesus, there's a lot of alcohol up there. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I want to talk to this guy who may not have liked the show. Look at all of you. God, it is so nice to be around so many awkward white people. It is so rare that I get to look into an audience and be like, holy smokes. So can you just read this for me? Just real quick. I get it, Chris. Go ahead and read that out loud for me.
Heavy on.
So far, so good.
1.7 fluid ounces.
Okay, that didn't work. That's okay. That's okay. A lot of you are so drunk you can't talk. That's okay. So this is Evian Mineral Water Facial Spray. This is an actual product that you can buy at Sephora, which I don't. It moisturizes, refreshes, and tones. I use it all the time. This is the most American product available. which is strange because it's imported from France. But what is more American than the fact that in other parts of the world, people are trying to get a cleanly source of water, they're dying because they can't get a cleanly source of water. And in the United States, we're like, sometimes I like it on the outside. Really, think about that. It's like, yeah, I'm thirsty, I'll put it inside. But other times it's like, Martinosa, Safari Jungle, yeah! So I bought this for the joke you just heard, but then I started using it because in my life, comedy bleeds into the reality bleeds into the comedy. Later we'll talk about morality being relative and mortality, and also, we'll talk about that in June. But primarily, so I began using this in the way that I use it, and you guys can do this too. I really like this. Have you ever talked to somebody who's texting the entire time that they're talking to you? Yeah, absolutely. And I don't mean checking their texts. I just mean like the entire time they're talking to you. They're like, yeah, no, definitely. They'll even lift their head up to look like they're looking, they're like, yeah, no, definitely. So when they do that, and you can do this too if you buy this, and they go into their phone and they start texting, I just pull out one of these bad boys and I just go like this. Just like,